Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Sam Hennings, lead of the Netflix movie The Neon Highway. Sam takes on the role of Ray. Join us as we delve into Sam's um, insights into his character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here, Sam, and welcome.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Welcome to my small part of my home.
Great, thank you.
I'm in just north of Los Angeles a little bit.
Great. So you can start. Can you tell us a little bit about your character in The Neon Highway?
Sure. As you say, I play the character of Ray. And you're catching us when Bo and I are in the latter parts of our careers. Years ago, he and I had, or actually he had a band, and I was fortunate enough to participate in it as the guitar player, and he was the guitar player and the lead singer, and had a huge amount of success. And as time went on, that success kind of faded away. And I have gotten out of the business, and he's gotten out of the business. And I'm now moved back to Nashville, and I am living with my sister, not literally living with her, but we own a motorhome. I mean, not a motorhome, what do you call them? Motels. And there's like 12 units, and they're all they're very, very old, and it's on the outskirts of Nashville, and we're barely surviving, but who cares, you know? And Bo's character has pretty much given up the thoughts of being in the business, and he has moved to his deceased parents' farm in the upper parts of Tennessee. And a young man comes who is the internet computer technician for the company that serves his internet, because he's having some problems with the internet. And a young man comes to service it. And he recognizes Bo's character. And this young man, by the way, is a wannabe singer and songwriter, and was like 20 years ago, and was on his way to a pretty good career, start of a good career. And then he had a car accident with his brother, and then that stopped that. So he's now working in the civilian world. But anyhow, so he recognizes Bo's character, and it goes, "Oh my God, you're Claude Allen." It'd be kind of like saying Willie Nelson today, or Johnny Cash, or something like that. And then the story goes from there. So I won't. I can sit here and tell you the whole story, but that's not the name of the game.
Yeah. And what initially attracted you to your role in the movie?
Well, the producer's a gentleman by the name of Stratton Leopold, who I've known for quite some time. And the casting director is an iconic casting director by the name of Rick Pagano, who I've also known and worked for quite some time. And they called me and sent me the script, and the script, which was written by Bill Wages. And Philip, who's also Bill Wages is also the director. And I read the script, and it was just, the wording is just so fantastic in it that it just felt like a good glove. And so I immediately said, absolutely, because of the script, but mainly because of my relationship with Stratton Leopold and Rick Pagano.
And what do you think makes this movie so special and captivating?
Well, this is first of all, there's no shootings in it whatsoever. Nobody gets killed. You have no major car crashes off the bridge or buildings being blown up or something like this. And it's kind of goes back to the old school of making movies that this movie was made about thoughts, and it's a pleasure as an actor, and I've been in this business for quite some time. It's a pleasure to receive a script that has such good writing and such good storytelling, and it allows you as an actor to really jump in there and bite your teeth into some colorful deal. Now, because these people weren't well off. I mean, they're all talented. They all are artists, and it's about pursuing that artistic passion that one has as an artist, and it's not an easy life. Never giving up, character, friendship, love, commitment. I mean, it's just it gave us as an actor or actors those opportunities to hit those numbers, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And what do you hope audiences take away from watching the movie?
I think that I think people up front mostly are going to like the fact that it's not a shoot 'em up. And that's hard to get used to today, because just about everything and I have nothing against the shoot 'em ups here, but at some point in time, it's kind of hard to listen to hard rock music 24/7. And I like hard rock music, it's nice to have kind of a slowdown in this. So I think people are going to, first of all, like seeing a movie that's written so nicely. It's cast very nice. It's a down home country story with country people who love each other, hate each other, back each other, don't back each other. I mean, you complete the circle in this, as anybody does in life, but most of the time in movies you don't get to see, from my side anyways, you don't get to see the completion of that.
And what was it like working with the rest of the cast on set?
Well, first of all, we shot this in the middle of COVID, so that was a whole new ball game for all of us, because we had to have, I mean, in the beginning of COVID, there was no movies being made because we didn't know what the heck was going on here, and or how to prevent from killing each other with this awful disease that we had. Then once we figured out that the mask and the face shields and the 6-foot separations and so forth, we pursued that avenue. But as an actor, that's a hard ball game to play, because when we gather as a film crew, I mean, it's about 100%, hopefully, bonding with each other, and you do that by spending time with each other. You talk about your characters, you run your stories or your lines together, and so forth. And this, we weren't allowed to get close to each other. When we weren't working, we had to stay apart from each other. We didn't go to lunch because of the COVID. We would have lunch served to us in our dressing rooms. We couldn't touch anything. We had someone that was by our side the whole time that would take it and wipe stuff off and all this stuff. I mean, it was like living in a completely different world. But guess what? Too bad, you got to get used to it. So it was a whole new way of making movies and telling stories that we were fortunately able to get through.
Yeah. And what can you tease about your character journey?
What is the what now?
What can you tease about your character journey?
Tell you about my character's journey?
Yeah, what can you tease? Can you spill the tea? I don't know how to say that.
I wish I could speak Italian, but I used to speak a little Italian because I spent some time there. But if you don't, It's out. It's like a bird. It flies out the window. Like I said in the beginning, my character, he's a musician. Always, he was a successful musician with Bo's band. And with the demise of that, I then, in backstory, moved to Oklahoma and had a lady friend, and the lady friend decides to end the relationship, and she takes all my money. Not that there was a lot there, and then I moved back because of need to Tennessee to help my sister run these rundown old motel outside of Nashville. So he's just a good soul, you know, and he dearly loves Claude, who is Beau Bridges' character. Hasn't seen him for a long time. And when Beau shows up at his motel unannounced, it's like a kid seeing Santa Claus. I mean, it's two old friends seeing each other, and it's a friendship story and a love story, you know.
Yeah, great. And what was your favorite scene or moment while filming the movie?
Well, for me, you know, for my input in it, because, you know, when you make a movie, it's like you're not involved in, you know, what's going on in Beau's house. If I'm not there as a guest or whatever it is, I have no idea, and couldn't tell you if the scene worked great or not. But for me, the scenes that I was involved in, which Bill and Philip wrote so nicely, one of them was when I have a little conversation with my co-star Rob Mays. I can't remember his character name, about the difficulties of Nashville and how the song business, the world of country music has changed so much, and that he needs to kind of grow up and swallow the humps, as they say, you know.
Yeah.
That was nice. And then towards the end of the movie, which I can't tell you happens, and my participation in that scene, I had a really great time doing that.
Great. So change of subject. We are talking about your career in general. What have been some of the most memorable projects you have worked on throughout your career, and why for you?
Wow. Well, let me. That's a toughie. I mean, first of all, I've been doing this for like 40 years, 40 plus. God.
The first one you think when you think you're.
I always say to people when they, because that's kind of a standard question. And my response is that your projects are kind of like your children. You know, when you have 4 and 5 children, all of them are different. All of them, you're going to like and dislike different things about them. But at the end of the day, you really love and adore all of them, and you will take care of them for the rest of your life. So I can tell you that fortunately, I mean, I think I've done, I don't know, 80, 90 plus projects in my career. I honestly do not have one bad project that I could say to you, this was awful. And I'm a lucky guy for that, because I've heard some horror stories about projects. People that I've really enjoyed working with was John Travolta, Glenn Close, George Kennedy. Wow. Beau Bridges in this project. I just finished a project for M. Night Shyamalan, where Dylan O'Brien plays my son in it. He's a fantastic guy and an equally fantastic, talented actor. So I can't really say that I played Sam Colt in a TV series that people are really familiar with, called Supernatural.
Yeah.
That was an interesting character because he was a very iconic character for the whole series, and I was blessed enough to be asked to play that guy. So I have really great memories of all of them. I did a series called Memphis Beat with Alfre Woodard and Jason Lee that I absolutely loved. We shot that, even though it's called Memphis Beat, we shot it in New Orleans because of tax situations. I fell in love with New Orleans, but I also fell in love with Alfre Woodard and Jason, not in the love sense, but in my friendship of them. So I'm a lucky guy. Listen, I wake up every single morning, and I'm not exaggerating, and I say thank you, God, because I don't know how I got here, and I just say thank you, God, and please keep it coming.
Yeah, great. And so at Survived Shows, we are big fans of Christmas rom-coms. What is your all-time favorite?
What's my all-time favorite? What? Christmas
rom-coms or Christmas movies, the one you see in the period of Christmas.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's hard to beat that. My all-time favorite movie, reason that I'm in this business that I saw as a child, was To Kill a Mockingbird with Gregory Peck. I mean, that to me is the bullseye of everything, you know.
Yeah, great.
It's interesting. And years later, I was lucky enough to do a movie with his daughter, Cecilia. And I had no idea that they were father-daughter. And she asked me the question. She said, you know, why'd you get into business? And I said, well, first of all, I saw Gregory Peck. And she told me that it was her father. And I was like, oh my God, seriously, you know? So, and unfortunately he had passed a few months just before that. So she invited me to the memorial service at the Academy here in Los Angeles with her family, which I was so complimented by. But that's an idea.
Yeah. So the last question, can you tell us a little bit about your next projects?
I don't. The next project that I have coming out is the M. Night Shyamalan project that was written and directed by Cecilia Head and Logan George Held, and it's, I think, coming out with Dylan O'Brien and myself. I think it's coming out like next month or September. I'm not really sure about it. COVID delayed it. Then we had a actors strike that shut us down last year. You know, there's been so many goofy things happening in our world here. But I'm not sure when it's coming out, but it's going to be I think a fun movie to watch. It's kind of a typical M. Night Shyamalan. I don't know if you know him or not, but it's oh my God, what's happening? That kind of story.
Great. So this is it. Make sure to watch the movie The Neon Highway on Netflix platform. It is available from today. And thank you, Sam, to join us.
My pleasure.
And thank you all for watching.
Ciao.
Bye.
One Italian word I got in there. Ciao.
Ciao.